Hello, I'm just going to try to demonstrate how to do a really basic HTML page, or basic web page, sorry, using Atom. So if you've got Atom installed on your computer, I'll try to use this now. I haven't even tried this out yet, but I'm hoping it's going to be straightforward. Before we do anything about creating a web page, the first thing we need to think about is file management. So that means keeping all our files and folders well organized with sensible names and so on. So what you'll want to do is create a little folder in a suitable place to store all your websites, if you're going to do more than one, and then within that a folder for your first website. So I'm just going to do it right here on my desktop by right clicking, but if you're doing it on a Mac, then I've no idea what you do. I hope you know. I'm going to create a new folder here. I'm just going to call it my example websites because I'm going to be doing a few. And in there, I'm going to go into that. Now, think about the same way you'd organize a piece of paper. These are just folders in the same way you'd put labels on ring binders and so on. That's all you're doing here. Anyway, new folder. Again here, I'm going to do one for my S1 Atom example site. Okay, so get yourself all organized beforehand. It's probably the best way to do things. So you want to have a folder that'll store everything for a single website. Keep it all together and nothing else in there. Okay, so one folder has everything for that website. So I'm going to go back and start up Atom here. I've got the shortcut here. Hopefully you know how to start it on your computer if you're not using a PC. Oh, and I don't need to do it. I've just realised I've already got it going. Okay. Now, I have not used this at all. I don't care about the welcome guide. Let's get rid of that one then. I've now got it running twice. Oh, come on. So I'm going to sort of jump into the key things. Atom is a far fancier piece of software, I think, far more complex piece of software than Notepad++. It's certainly popular amongst people who really know what they're doing, or certainly like to appear to know what they're doing. Right. I'm just going to get rid of the welcome guide. I'll get rid of the welcome. And, oh, yeah, I don't care about that either. Okay, so here we are. Now, let's go to File, New File. Seems sensible. And the first thing I like to do once I've started a file is save it. And I'll tell you the reason for that. So if I just go save or save as now, you'll notice here Control+S. Just get into the habit of using that keyboard shortcut, whatever it is on a Mac as well. So that's a really useful keyboard shortcut. Just get into the habit. So I'm going to save it, and I'm hoping, yeah, it'll come up here. It's going to ask me where I want to save it, so I just set mine on the desktop for the purpose of this example. So I'm going to make sure I navigate to the correct location. What did I call it? My example websites. S1 Atom example site. So I'm just going to call this, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to call this home. The home page is the first page on a website. That's a term for it. I'm going to put .html. Okay, and hope this works. So what we're going to be typing is some HTML code. Hypertext Markup Language is what that is short for. And this is the file extension. So when you see a dot in a file name and then something after it, everything after it there is the file extension. So HTML. HTML is the language of web pages. It's the main language which is used to create a web page, to create the content of the web page. We're going to look at others later. Now, I was hoping it might come up with an option there, but let's just try that. That should work fine. Now look at that. This is useful. It's telling me what file I'm on. It shows me where it's saved. I can add other files to my project, it looks like. So that might prove useful later on. For now, let's just see if I can tidy that away, collapse that. Okay, now I suspect I can zoom in nicely as well. Control plus Shift plus equals. Let's just try that out. Control Shift equals, a bit bigger, a bit better for the purposes of this. Okay, so HTML, hypertext markup language. We're on HTML5. It's been through various versions. It's HTML5 is the current version. So be warned, sometimes if you look stuff up on the web, if you're trying to find help on HTML, sometimes you might come across things which are no longer used in HTML5. They'll generally still work because browsers are programmed to deal with them. But when we're creating a web page, we create it in the text editor and then we view it in the browser. So you need two pieces of software. A text editor for editing, surprisingly, your HTML code, and then the browser for viewing it, browsing the web pages. Okay, so our browser is Chrome or Safari or Edge or whatever. Okay, I've just realised I'm pointing at the screen, which of course you can't see. So the first thing we always type is this. Now be careful. So we've got the less than symbol, which is next to M on the keyboard, probably, and then an exclamation mark, doc type, and then a space, and then HTML, and then this greater than symbol. Okay. Now you'll have noticed I typed, or you may not have noticed, but I typed all in lowercase there. When we're typing HTML, anything we put inside these symbols, the less than, greater than symbols, we're going to type in lowercase. It actually doesn't matter, but it's just for making it easier to read. That's good practice. Okay, I'm going to take a new line. I'll talk about this a bit more in a moment. And now on the next line, I'm going to do the less than symbol, HTML. Okay, and then the greater than symbol. And a bit further down, I'm just going to take a few lines. You don't need to take the same number as me. And do the less than symbol. Now this bit is important. I'm going to do the forward slash. So that's a forward slash. Mine's just next to the less than and greater than symbols. Okay, and then HTML and the greater than symbol. Okay, and I'm going to press Control S to save, just making sure I'm saving it. So let's explain this a little bit. These things that are written inside a less than and a greater than symbol are called tags. They are HTML tags, and that is what HTML consists of, tags. And tags tell the browser how to display the stuff on your web page, everything else that you're typing in. So we always start our web pages with this, which basically tells the browser, so that should be the first thing on your HTML document, that tells the browser, here is some HTML, this document is HTML. This next tag tells the browser, this is the start of the HTML. Okay, it's about to start. And this one tells it that's the end of the HTML. Okay, so that's the end of the code for the web page. So this one is called an opening tag. This is called a closing tag. So closing tags and opening tags, very, very similar. The only difference is this forward slash. And you'll see as we do more of these, it'll hopefully start to make a bit more sense. This one doesn't have an opening closing tag. We call these empty tags, empty elements. Okay, so inside this, now again, I'm just taking a new line. It doesn't matter about blank lines. We just put them in to make excuse me, a bit easier to read. I'm now going to do an opening tag for head. Okay, so less than symbol, head, greater than symbol. And then just a bit beneath it, I'm going to do a closing head. Oh, Atom tries to keep it looking pretty for me. I see. Okay. And then a bit below that, I'm going to do body. So less than symbol, body, greater than symbol. And hopefully you know what I'm about to type now, and that is the closing tag for body. So same thing, but with a / just before you write body. Okay. Now if you put the / in the wrong place, it's not going to work. If you put it at the end here, it's not going to work. If you do a / it's not going to work. Okay? If you just forget a / completely, it's not going to work. So, attention to detail is really important here. And this will get easier once you know what you're looking for. So I can see Atom's trying to do things. I'm just going to delete a few lines here. Let me click up here. Like I say, I haven't used Atom before. Now, look at where HTML starts and finishes now. That's handy. When I click on the opening HTML tag, it underlines it, and then it underlines the corresponding closing tag. So that's where HTML starts, that's where HTML finishes. Okay, that's the start of the element, that's the end of the element. Inside that, I've got this stuff. Now, because they're inside, I'm going to try this. I'm just going to press, see it jumped in there. Now I didn't press the space key, I pressed the tab key. So that is above caps lock on the left of your keyboard. The tab key, that just indents it. It means it pushes it in, and it makes it easier for us to see that that is inside this. So see how when I click here, there's my start and end of the HTML element. Just by indenting those using the tab key, it just makes it a little bit easier to see that this stuff is all inside the HTML element. Okay. Yeah, that's what I prefer, that like that. Okay. Now, we've got two new elements. These always go inside the HTML element. Okay. There shouldn't be anything else outside HTML apart from this. Okay, at the start. So we've got the head element. That's where it starts, that's where it finishes. And then we've got the body element. So every web page you create, every HTML document will have one head section, one head element, and then beneath it, it will have one body element. No surprise there. A head and a body. The head is above the body. Okay, so you start the head and then you finish it, and then beneath it, just as on your body, you've got the start of the body and then the body ends. Okay, now the head section is where we put various things that aren't actually going to display on the web page itself. So all sorts of things we put in there, but for example, some information about the page. The body section is where we put stuff that's actually going to display on the page. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a little note to myself here, just to remind myself of that. So I'm just taking a new line after HTML, I'm going to indent, so press the tab key, and I'm going to put what's called a comment. And all a comment is just that, it's just a note that I'll see in the code, but it won't come up on my web page at all. It's just a little note to myself. It serves as a little reminder when I'm looking at this in the future. Oh, just turn sticky keys on. No. So the way we do a little comment is we do less than symbol. This is a little bit fiddly. An exclamation mark and then 2 dashes, like the minus symbol. okay, not underscores. So 2 of those. Then I can type whatever I like. Okay, so the head section contains stuff which won't appear on the page. And then I do, once I finish typing whatever I want, I put 2 of these dashes again and the greater than symbol. Oh, you can see it changes the way it looks. I've just realised I'm doing this in half a page. I don't know, I haven't full screened it, I haven't maximised it. It's annoying, it pops up. There we go. Oh, that's a bit better. Right. I don't know why I didn't do that before. So see, it's italicized it, so it makes it clear. It's a comment, makes it a bit easier to see what's going on. And then the body section down here, I'm going to do a similar comment. So less than symbol, exclamation mark, dash dash, type what I want. The body section contains everything which will appear on the page. Now, spelling errors and things don't matter inside my comment. And then dash dash, greater than sign, because it's just a note to myself. Okay. Where spelling errors will matter is in these tags. They have to be exactly right, or the computer will not know what you're talking about. So let's start off with something now. I'm just pressing Control S. Sorry, I keep doing it absent-mindedly as well. Control S, and I notice there's a little, like if I just change something here, there's a little blue circle appears. That must mean I've got unsaved changes. So keep an eye on that. Right. So in the body section, let's put some stuff that's going to appear on the page. Now notice, it's indenting automatically for me there, or it was. I'm going to put stuff inside there. So there's the start of the body, there's the end. I want to put stuff inside. So I'll just indent a little by pressing the tab key just to make it clear that it's inside. Let's just type my example web page, and then let's take a new line. This is my first time using Atom. Right. So we can see again, there's body, start and finish. This stuff is inside. Now let's save that. And we'll see, we'll have a look at this in the browser and we'll see if it appears as you are expecting it to. Now what I probably should have had a check for was, is there a nice little way of doing this from within I'm going to pause for a second while I investigate this just for a moment. Okay, so I just had a quick look about that. I thought it seems that Atom's very customizable, and I'll maybe at the end I'll maybe do a quick little bit about how we can maybe make life even easier for ourselves, but I haven't tried it yet. For now, let's come out of Atom for a moment. Sorry, don't come out of it, don't close it, just minimize it. I'm going to my desktop. I'm going to go into my folder where I'm saving this stuff. Or I'm going to try to. Oh, I've just realised I've got it open already. Right, in there. Now, what you should see is I've got an HTML document. Now, on my computer, by default, HTML documents open up in Chrome. But on yours, it might be a different browser. It'll probably be a browser. If I double click on this, then it will open up in Chrome. If I want to open it up in something else, I can right click on it and I get open with. But again, if you're doing this on a Mac, who knows? But I can choose certainly different things here. So I'm just going to double click for now. I just want to remind you, we're using the text editor, Atom in this case, for editing, and we're using the browser, Chrome in this case, for viewing. Now look, this might not appear quite as you expect. My example web page, this is my first time using Atom. all one line, and yet we had it here on 2 lines. That's because the browser ignores new lines here. We have to put in a special tag, or we have to, well, there are various options. We have to put in tags in order to get it to take a new line. So the point is, we've got the content there. That's all inside the body, so it is appearing on the web page. Where are we? It appears on the web page. Hooray! But it doesn't appear as we want it to, and that's what we use tags for. We put tags around whatever pieces of text we want, and it tells the browser how to display it. So, for example, I want this to be a heading. So there is a tag called H1. Notice that's a 1, not an L. H1. It's short for heading 1. Okay, you might have guessed heading there. So I want it to start there. I want it to close here, finish here. Okay. So again, notice I mean, this is all on the same line, but actually it would work just as well if we did this. Okay. I'm just going to undo that. Right, there's another useful keyboard shortcut for undo. Control Z on Windows, something else Z on a Mac. Okay, now let's go and see if that's changed things. So what happens, the browser renders this, it gets to the H1 tags, and that tells it has to display this stuff inside them, inside that H1 element, slightly differently. But it hasn't worked. Oh no. Well, that of course is because I haven't saved it. There's a little blue dot. So Control S to save. But is it going to work now? Well, no, still no change. That's because it's still just showing the original one that I loaded up in Chrome. So best thing to do here is just reload the page or refresh. Okay, I click on that. There we go. It's now taken the H1 tags as instructions how to display that bit of text. And notice what I'm doing here then. I'm constantly switching between my text editor to edit it, and then I save, Control S, and then I go here to my browser and I refresh. Okay, so every time I make a change, if I want to see how that looks on the page, that's what I need to do. Save, refresh. Okay, let's put another set of tags around here. P tags. You might be able to guess what this stands for. It is paragraph. Oops. Okay, so / there. Start of the paragraph, end of the paragraph. Notice it's underlining when I click on one tag, it underlines the corresponding tag. So that can help you check that you haven't missed any. Let's just check if that's not there. What happens when I click on P? Nothing, because there's no corresponding closing tag. So it can help me spot problems. Remember, attention to detail. Take care with this. Take your time. Okay. Let me just save that and go and refresh. Okay, we're not seeing a big difference there. It will automatically take a new paragraph every time I do that. Now I'm going to put a couple of comments in. So I'm going to put !dash H1 stands for heading 1. Okay, and then dashes at the end. There we go. You can actually get everything up to H6, and maybe do a slightly separate little thing on understanding headings and how we use them. And then P is for paragraphs. Okay, let's just take a new line there, so we can put in blank lines wherever we like, just to make it a bit easier to read stuff. Okay, they don't matter. They're just there to make things easier to read. There we go. Maybe that's a bit easier to read. However you like it. Control S. Now, in every web page, there should be one HTML element. So one opening, closing pair. there should be one head element inside that, and beneath that there should be one body element. Okay, so they are always the same. Within the body, well, we can have as many headings as we like, as many H1s, we can have as many P's as we like. Okay, I'm going to do one more little tag just now. I'm going to put one in the head section, and you'll see what I mean by stuff that doesn't appear on the page itself. So inside the head element, and I put title element, so opening tag, and then I'm just going to put it on the same line for now, closing tag. Okay, so there's the start of it, there's the end of it. So in between these I can type whatever I want for the title. So I'm just going to put example. Right, so that is inside the head section. So the title tag I can only put inside the head section. Okay, I'm going to leave this space for a comment in a moment once we see what it does. So save this. Let's go back to my browser. Let's refresh it and see if you can tell me what it's done. You can't tell me. You're miles away. And watching this at a different time. But you may have spotted there that what that changed was what it says up here in the browser tab. Okay, don't know how to stop that PowerPoint thing popping up, this screen recorder thing. Okay, so it changes what it says up there in the browser tab. So a common point of confusion is people often get muddled between titles and headings. Headings appear on the page. The title, you should only have one title element. The title doesn't appear on the page, it appears in the tab. Okay, and that's why it has to go in the head section. So I'm going to put a little comment here. So exclamation mark dash dash title changes what appears in the browser tab. Dash dash. Okay. So don't forget to finish your comments properly. Notice if I don't finish the comment, it thinks everything, a whole load of stuff's a comment. Okay. Now, and save that. And I think that'll probably do for now. What have I not mentioned? Nah, that will do. If you're having issues with this, just have a look carefully at things. Make sure you haven't made any silly mistakes. Opening and closing tags, one head section, then one body section inside the HTML. You'll start to get the hang of this structure the more of this we do. Okay, good luck getting that set up. Try it out and then have a little play about, and in the next lesson I'll go over some more of these tags that we can use. Okay, see ya. Ooh, a long one, nearly half an hour. Well done if you made it to the end. Oh, I say well done. I've just remembered what I was going to look into for Atom specifically was this. You can get, it looks like you can get packages that let you change the way it works, add features to Atom. So View in Browser seems to be the name of one package. I'm just going to close Atom for now. So I'm going to close it. I'm going to just see if this can work. So feel free to ignore this for now. I'm just going to try it out while I'm here. Let's try clicking install. Alright, yeah, open Atom. I just closed it. I thought I wouldn't like it if it was open. And now I'm probably going to pause things because my computer's so slow. Right, it started up Atom. What the devil's going to happen now? Okay, I clicked and tried to open it. Let's see, does it do anything? Oh, I might need to spend more time on this. Oh, loading View in Browser. Right, sounds good. I'm going to pause it again while it deals with that. Oh no. And an Atom package that allows users to view a file in the browser. Yeah, let's install that. And see what happens. How exciting. I'm going to pause this again. Like I say, my computer's quite slow, it might take a while. Okay, so that's done, that's installed, and it seems to tell me about it here. Now let me just try then. It's saying Alt W to view in browser. I don't know. Let's just try something. So if I go to file, I'm just going to open my file from before. Again, this is just if you want to try to do this. I don't know. It's a spur of the moment. I've decided to try this. And whoa, why is it? Oh, it's appearing over there because presumably I've got this stuff going on. How do I close that? This is you're watching me learn how to use Atom, which I know must be exciting for you. I'm right clicking on that and closing that tab. Oh, and closing that tab. I see the cross now. Okay. So if I try, I'm just curious to see. Oh, there it is now. Right. So if I just do Alt W on my keyboard. No. Didn't do quite what I. Oh, or I can. Oh no, it's doing it. Oh, right. That's the sort of thing I was looking for. Okay, so we don't have to go out of. We don't have to go out into the folder and view it that way. We can just do Alt W was what I did. Anyway, right. I'm actually going this time. See ya. Bye.